Name the famous character who told 2 stories. How many characters told stories? 20. How many stories we have? 20. Name the person who was selected after drawing the lots to tell the first story. 9. How many female characters we have? 3. Name the female character who has gap in her teeth. 5. Name the female character who wears a brooch with amor vincit. Okay. Name the famous character who will tell the tale of beast fable. Who was as fresh as the month of May? Who loved hunting in special? Who was in love with gold? How many characters have been praised by Chaucer? 8. Listen to the question. 4 characters have been praised. What are the names? How many religious characters are there? 8. Name the religious character who has been praised. There are 2 brothers. There is one father and son. Who would pay his taxes regularly? ठीक है, खून गर्म है, कुछ एक दो क्वेश्चन इधर उधर के और कर ले. The language English became the language in schools. The timing of the king Edward III. Timing of the king Edward III. The timing of Battle of Crecy. Battle of Agincourt. The timing of the king Henry IV. The timing of Battle of Spanish Armada. The theatres were closed then. Norman Conquest. Name of the place where the Black Death appeared. Chaucer's mother's name. Chaucer's wife's name. Who is the good fair wight? Who is the comical character in Italian? Good. सबका भी थोड़ा हाई हो गया. अब टेस्ट के लिए रेडी हो. बहुत बढ़िया. वेरी गुड. और आप सबके लिए इतना अच्छा पढ़ के आ रहे हो, तुम्हें कोई रोक नहीं पाएगा. Now just share these things. पीछे पास कर दो. अपनी कॉपी रखो. बाकी बंडल पीछे पास कर दो. नितेश, निखिल, आइए आप. जिसके पास लास्ट में एक्स्ट्रा कॉपी है वो हमें दे देना. ठीक है? एक कॉपी मुझे देना. एक कोई भी गूगल की हेल्प और इधर उधर नहीं करेगा. वन मोर थिंग, सम ऑफ अस हैव अ हैबिट ऑफ सॉल्विंग पेपर व्हाइल रीडिंग इट. कुछ लोग मम्बलिंग करते हैं, रीड करते करते आंसर करते हैं. चुपचाप आंसर करो. साथ वाले को डिस्टर्ब नहीं करना है. पीछे बंडल पास करो. एक कॉपी लो, पीछे बंडल पास करो. आप स्टार्ट करो. जिसको मिल गया स्टार्ट करो. इट्स ओनली 15 to 20 minutes टाइम. If you find the question easy, read it twice. Question अगर आसान लग रहा है तो 2 बार पढ़ना. ट्रिकी क्वेश्चन हो सकता है. पीछे पास कर दो. पीछे निखिल, पूरा बंडल दे दो ना. अपने आप कर लेंगे. स्टूडेंट समझदार है. पूरा बंडल दे दो. इधर दिया निखिल. इस साइड इधर दे दो. Write your names. If you have common name, please write your surname also. New students can add the word new. नए स्टूडेंट सिर्फ new लिख दो, उससे काम चल जाएगा. Mokul, you can keep it with you. We'll arrange a PDF for you. Okay? Keep it with you. नितेश, जिनके हो गए उनके कलेक्ट कर लो. एक एक लाइन में चले जाओ. हाँ,
आप अपनी लाइन में ना एक जगह पास कर दो, जिसने कर लिया एक जगह पास कर दो। नाम लिख लेना, ऐसा ना हो कि बाद में ये नहीं पता किसकी कॉपी है ये। तो मैं बहुत सबसे शुरू में पढ़ रहा था बहुत पहले, तो मुझे ये सब कुछ नहीं आता था। आज सब कुछ छपा हुआ है, नींद में भी सपने में भी डेट सही बताऊंगा इसका। तो अभी आप लोग शुरुआत है, 2 महीने बाद आपका क्या नॉलेज होगा वो देखना। 2 महीने बाद ब्रिटिश हिस्ट्री, इंडियन क्रिटिसिज्म सब टिप्स पे होगा। अपने दिमाग से करो, गलत है तो होने दो, अच्छी बात है, सीखने ही आए हो यहाँ पे। इंपॉर्टेंट ये नहीं है कि आज आप इग्नोरेंट हो, इंपॉर्टेंट ये कि कल इग्नोरेंट नहीं रहना है। सो नहीं भी आ रहा है कोई बात नहीं, 0 आएंगे लेकिन ईमानदारी से 0 आएंगे, ठीक है। डोंट लुक एट सेकंड पर्सन, थर्ड पर्सन। समटाइम्स सपोज अनदर वन इज डूइंग रॉन्ग एंड यू आर राइट, बट यू आर इन्फ्लुएंस्ड बाय दैट रॉन्ग वन, तो वो आंसर हो जाएगा। कुछ ऑप्शंस आपको कंफ्यूजिंग लगे होंगे, कुछ ऑप्शंस कंफ्यूजन वाले थे ना कि दोनों ही सही है या फिर ऑप्शन ही नहीं है। दैट इज ऑल्सो द वे, द मेथड आई यूज। इफ आई हैव टॉट यू राम वॉज born in Ayodhya and you have mugged up, and if I give you the options and in options you don't find Ayodhya, there actually you find out your true knowledge. अब आप बोलोगे सर 4 ऑप्शन में तो अयोध्या था ही नहीं, तो हो सकता है उससे रिलेटेड, हो सकता है मैंने उस पर्टिकुलर डिस्ट्रिक्ट के बजाय पूरा स्टेट डाल दिया ऑप्शन में। जहां पे था ना एलिजाबेथन एज इज आल्सो नोन एज द एज ऑफ स्पेंसर और शेक्सपियर, या जहां पे आपको लग रहा है कि कैरोलाइन एज का टाइमिंग ही मिक्स नहीं हो रहा है, दिस इज एक्चुअली टू नो इफ यू आर गोइंग इन द डेप्थ और नॉट। नेट एग्जाम में भी ऐसे क्वेश्चंस आए हुए हैं जहां पे 2 आंसर या तो सही थे या सारे ऑप्शंस गलत थे। There was a question, Toni Morrison and Seamus Heaney, they both were in the options, and the question was that pick the one who is a Nobel awardee. So I was like, अरे तो Seamus Heaney भी Nobel awardee है, confirm है, Toni Morrison भी है। तो ऐसे क्वेश्चंस में क्या करते हैं, वो आंसर में आएगा B and C both are right. We have to be prepared to the level where we can challenge the question itself. ये हमारा टारगेट, ठीक है। Now we ready? अब आज की क्लास बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है। Why? Because we are going to deal with all the important characters and especially their important tales. उनकी tales में क्या important है? We have talked about wife of Bath. We have understood wife of Bath as the 21st century modern feminist character because she has been restudied. We have also seen the class system where the nun is not ready to leave her background. She keeps on sewing by speaking French, by following table manners. She keeps on telling that I'm rich. Then we have talked about the wrong practices of church, where parson himself says, if gold rust, what shall iron do? We know about the pardoner, sumner, friar, monk, they were all corrupt. We also talked about the other social sectors. Now, there are some important characters. Their tales are either very important for a literary purpose or their tales which have been regularly asked in exam. So we're going to deal with these characters and their tales. We start with the first one, pardoner. The first character, pardoner. We have to write his personal traits, his individuality, and then we will go for his story. First thing, pardoner, by appearance, he has been called feminine. He was like clean shave and a kind of, not a very strong kind of man. So it is said that pardoner and summoner were gays and they were homosexual. Study है ये, confirm नहीं है, चौसर सिर्फ इशारा कर रहा है। Chaucer is not clarifying anything, not giving any complete, support to anything. He simply leads us. So the relation between pardoner and summoner, it's believed to be homosexual. ये mention करो, ये books में नहीं मिलेगा easily. Pardoner is a kind of character who is feminine by his appearance. His face is clean shaven, looking like a woman. It's kind of gayish character. So maybe Chaucer is giving us about, he wants to convey some idea. Kind of. Confirmation नहीं है, याद रखना.
So homosexuality by that time was it?
Obviously, yes. This is the reason, na, he's conveying message. See, if we talk about homosexuality that it comes after in modern age only, ऐसा नहीं है. It was in the myth also. Zephyr's myth. The god of west wind and god Apollo, they both used to love one handsome boy. This is a myth mentioned in Wasteland. So बहुत ancient times है. Partner's individual traits are he looks cute, he looks feminine, he's sweet, but he is very corrupt and he carries relics. हमने बात की थी ना relics की, वो relics carry करता है, the fake relics. He gets drunk, partner gets drunk, and after getting drunk, he confesses that he is not a partner. और ये उस टाइम क्या करता है? Confess करता है कि मैं partner नहीं हूं. It tells I didn't complete my degree of partner. मतलब मेरे पास चर्च से कोई लाइसेंस नहीं है. पार्टनर का काम क्या था? How to pardon? You know what would they do? They would carry a cross, go to the village and say that this is Christ in front of you. Tell me the wrong things you have done in last month, in last week. Now we all do wrong things knowingly, unknowingly. Because according to religion, even if you hate someone, or you felt lust for someone, or you felt jealous of someone, that is a crime. So somebody would say that yesterday I got jealous because my neighbor purchased a new car. So they would say, okay, you got jealous, this is Christ in front of you, and you have to pay $100 gold coins to the church, otherwise you will be burnt in hell. अब वो लोग डर क्यों जाते थे? Partner says, I would carry relics, divine tokens. ऐसी ऐसी चीजें लाता था जो नॉर्मली कैरी नहीं करते. If I open my bag here, in my bag you find monkey's paw, किसी बंदर का पंजा. It's actually a classic story, monkey's paw, W.M. Jacob की. That's why I'm taking the reference of monkey's paw. Crocodile's teeth, then some other random skull. So you will feel that Vinisa is doing something, is up to something. So that's how he would impress people that see, this is monkey was possessed, इसमें आत्मा थी, इसमें ये था, I am a partner. In short, he would use all these things to create a kind of environment where people would get scared. और फिर वो क्या करते थे? Pardon के लिए पैसे देते थे. It was also known as ticket to heaven. One of the first person who protested against ticket to heaven was Socrates, जिसे हम हिंदी में सुकरात बोलते हैं, the teacher of Plato. Plato's teacher Socrates, he was the first man who protested against ticket to heaven. Purchase a ticket and you will definitely go to heaven. Give half of your property, half of your land, and you will go to heaven. This partner, he tells us that if people are not capable of paying money, see, he is going to accept the wrong practices. Then what does he do? He take the cattle's properties, and if he is not able to do that, then he will force them to offer their women. ये कहता है अगर आपके पास पैसे नहीं है तो या तो अपनी डॉटर या वाइफ जो भी है आप उसको ऑफर करो. इस तरीके की रॉन्ग प्रैक्टिसेस चर्च में. दिस पार्टनर, ही विल गेट ड्रंक, ही विल से आई वांट टू टेल अ स्टोरी. नाउ हिज स्टोरी, द टेल बाय पार्टनर, पार्टनर्स टेल. इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. दिस टेल एक्चुअली डील्स विद greed. This was a question. Okay, what is the summary? What is the theme of Partner's Tale? Greed is the root of all evil. इसके लिए एक लैटिन फ्रेज है और उसका मैं लैटिन फ्रेज लिखवा देता हूं. Greed is the root of all evil. It's a Latin phrase. इसको याद करना है because in the exam they may give you the Latin name and can ask you that this is the theme of a particular tale. The Latin name is Radix, R-A-D-I-X, Malorum, M-A-L-O-R-U-M, Malorum, E-S-T, East, Cupiditas, Cupiditas. This is Latin phrase. Just like Amor Vincit Omnia, related to non pares, has been asked in exams. This means greed is the root of all evil. जितने भी पाप है या कर्म है हमारे, उसमें कहीं ना कहीं लालच है, मेटेरियलिस्टिक प्लेजर्स का लालच. सो रेडिक्स मेलोरम एस्ट क्यूपिडिटास, दिस इज द लैटिन फ्रेज, ये याद रखना है. दिस इज द थीम ऑफ द स्टोरी. नाउ द स्टोरी इज देयर आर three friends, they meet an old man and they question the old man about death. They say we want to know the whereabouts of death, where death lives, where to find death. हमें डेथ ढूंढनी है, डेथ कहाँ रहती है. अपने आप में क्वेश्चन है. Is there anyone who has answered? आप में से कोई बता सकता है डेथ कहां रहती है? कोई आपसे पूछे मृत्यु कहां रहती है? विद इन, अंदर से थोड़ी मर रहे हो अभी. देखो लिटरेरी रेफरेंस है. रिमेंबर दिस थिंग, जॉन डन आंसर्ड दिस थिंग. जॉन डन्स फेमस वर्क डेथ बी नॉट प्राउड. अब यहां पे रेफरेंस है हमारा, इसको अगर आप ऐड करना चाहो. व्हाट आर दे आस्किंग फ्रॉम द ओल्ड मैन? दे आर आस्किंग अबाउट द वेयर अबाउट्स ऑफ डेथ, कि डेथ कहां मिलेगी, वेयर टू फाइंड डेथ. एंड आई एम जस्ट गिविंग यू अ लिटरेरी रेफरेंस बिकॉज इफ समबडी क्वेश्चंस यू दिस थिंग इन एन इंटरव्यू कि चलो आप बताओ डेथ कहां रहती है, तो हम जॉन डन का रेफरेंस लेंगे. जॉन डन्स फेमस वर्क डेथ बी नॉट प्राउड. एनीबडी हु रिकॉल्स? एनीबडी हु इज ट्राइंग टू रिकॉल? line, that is line थॉमस ग्रे. जॉन डन कहता है कि डेथ, thou some have called thee dreary mighty but thou art not so, thou dwell in poison war sickness fate. तुम कहां पे मिलती हो? डेथ कहां मिलती है? पॉइजन, वॉर, सिकनेस एंड फेट, किस्मत. अगर राजा गुस्सा हो जाए, राजा नाराज हो जाए, राजा आपको मारना चाहता है, तो कौन बचाएगा? And if you find a war, you will find death. If you drink poison, you will find death. If you are sick, you will find death. So according to John Donne, he says that it's very easy to find you. Thou dwell with war, sickness, poison. So ये एक आंसर बन सकता है कि डेथ कहाँ है. But here in the story, old man says finally, like वो परेशान हो जाता है कि यार बहुत फालतू सवाल है, तो बोलता है काम करो, you will find the death near that oak tree. ओक ट्री होता ना, कहता गो एंड फाइंड डेथ, डिग नियर द ओक ट्री. सो इफ यू डिग देयर, अगर आप वहां पे जाके खोदते हैं उसको, यू विल फाइंड डेथ. नाउ दीज थ्री फ्रेंड्स वर वेरी क्यूरियस, सो दे स्टार्टेड डिगिंग अप एंड दे फाउंड अ लॉट ऑफ गोल्ड. बहुत सारा गोल्ड मिला उन्हें. सो व्हाट डिड दे फाइंड देयर अंडर द ओक ट्री? यस, द मोमेंट दे फाउंड गोल्ड, these three best friends started quarreling. It's mine. This gold belongs to me. I saw it first. I dug it first. अब वो तीनों लड़ने लग जाते हैं. और क्यों लड़ते हैं? Why they are fighting? क्योंकि अब गोल्ड मिल गया. अब लालच का देखो. So first three of them they quarrel. Then they decide that okay, don't worry, we will divide it equally. Let's eat something. So the youngest friend, जो सबसे छोटा होता है, he goes to the market to bring some food and wine. While the other two, they think that if they kill the third one, they will have to go for 50-50. And the man who has gone to fetch the food, he also thinks the same, that if I add some poison in the wine, वो रेड वाइन की बॉटल लाते थे, तो 3 बॉटल में 2 में पॉइजन डाल देता है, तो वो तो मैं ले जाऊंगा. So the moment he returns, 2 of them, they kill him first. After killing, they eat the food and the wine, which is already poisoned, and they all die there. So did they find death? Yes. They found death. This is the message, moral tale hai. So partner's tale is moral, but partner himself was not a good man. When he will get normal, sober, he will start telling everyone, take pardons, or you'll go to hell. Most important story. Repeated question in NET exam, greed is the root of all evil. अभी तक उन्होंने लैटिन वर्ड यूज नहीं किया है. अगर लैटिन पूछा तो आपको आएगा. The word Cupid actually stands for love. So हद से ज्यादा love is for materialistic things. ठीक है, ये याद रखना. Go for next story. Wife of Bath story. Another very important character. Very important, very strong character. So before we go for wife of Bath, we already have discussed her. There are some questions. What was the name of her 5th husband? Where does she fall in love with the 5th husband? What was the real name of wife of Bath? Ellison. So write this thing. She is also known as Madam Bath or the good wife of Bath. Or she is also known as the good wife of Bath. Now a tough question. Let's see who has the great memory. I wrote a word related to Bath. Bartholomew Fair. And that book has been written by Ben Jonson. Very good. बहुत बढ़िया. So the good wife of Bath and her real name is Alison. अब यहाँ पे एक चीज और याद करनी है. Her friends used to call her Madam Gossip. वो gossiping बहुत करती थी. Her friends used to call her Madam Gossip. यहाँ पे P मत लगाना, it's B, gossip. So they may ask you a question, who is the character known as Madam Gossip? हाँ, वो एक घुमा फिरा के पूछ सकते हैं. Alison has been asked in exam. तो Alison character people didn't know. People thought it's wife of Bath का अलग नाम है, Alison अलग है. So they got confused. Why? Because actually the nun prioress has a name, Madam Eglantine. So people got confused. Remember this thing. The nun prioress has a name. Nun prioress का नाम जो है वो नोट कर लो आप. Madam Eglantine. That's Madam Eglantine. Now, wife of Bath, a strong character, her individual qualities. First thing, she is married for 5 times. So technically we know Chaucer is not talking about all the wives of Bath. He is talking about one wife of Bath. She is married for 5 times. 5th husband's name is Jenkin. She fell in love with 5th husband at the cremation of 4th husband. She fights with her husband. It's a fist-to-fist fight. She overpowers her husband using a trick, which she says this is how to control men. Now, she has questioned Christianity. She questions the idea of marriage. She questions the idea of chastity. ये points याद है कल से? अगर नहीं है तो note कर लो अभी भी. She questions the concept of marriage, concept of loyalty, chastity. They may ask you in exam that in which tale we find a question, the need of chastity in marriage. वो कहती क्या जरूरत है? उसका question क्या है? She says if you are in love, there is no need of marriage. Marriage is only for social purposes, to tell people that okay, we are together. But if the love is there, why to be married? And if love is not there, why to be loyal for each other? So technically, at that time, she got severely criticized for being a kind of bad woman. A character is a bad character, immoral character. But in modern studies, modern day feminism, wife of Bath becomes one of the highly celebrated character. जब इसको फेमिनिज्म में आपको पढ़ाऊंगा तो एक बात पूछी जाएगी, ये किसने डिसाइड किया मोरालिटीज इमोरालिटीज? In the language of Marxist studies, the power structure decides the rules and regulations, the power structure. And if we take it in the reference of feminism, comparison of men and women, who was the power structure? Men. तो रूल्स कौन बनाएगा? तो उसने बोला ठीक है आप मल्टीपल शादी नहीं कर सकते, मैं कर सकता हूं. इतिहास में राजा पढ़े बहुत सारे, राजाओं की बहुत सारी रानियां पढ़ी थी. रानी पढ़ी जिसके मल्टीपल हस्बैंड थे. और अगर कोई रानी ऐसी आ जाए जिसके मल्टीपल हस्बैंड थे तो हम उसे आइडियल कैरेक्टर मानेंगे? वी हैव बीन ब्रॉट अप लाइक दैट कि हम नहीं मानेंगे, है ना. हम यूरोपियन माइंडसेट तो है नहीं. क्लियोपेट्रा एक वो कैरेक्टर नहीं है जिसके मल्टीपल हस्बैंड थे. इट्स जस्ट कि वो लव में मैड नहीं थी, मैड नहीं. जिसका लवर था वो ज्यादा मैड था. उसका जो लवर था, और होता क्या है, that lover is actually one of the 3 commanders of Julius Caesar, the triumvirs, ठीक है. and he challenges everyone. Octavius वगैरह से fight कर लेता है वो, ठीक है, just to be with Cleopatra. The lover is Antony. He says that let's fight and call Cleopatra with army. कहता आर्मी लेके आओ, लड़ना है. Cleopatra comes with the army, but then she sees कि Octavius and others are very strong. She runs away with her army, leaving the lover alone. He is taken in the custody, he is humiliated, insulted, he is broken, he wants to kill her. And when Antony goes to meet Cleopatra, he says, I can forgive all for a kiss. वो इतना ज़्यादा प्यार में है कि कह रहा तुम कोई बात नहीं, सब माफ कर दूंगा जस्ट किस में. तो वो उसका लव है. क्लियोपेट्रा एक रेफरेंस में आता है, ठीक है. बट डू वी हैव एनी हीरोइन लाइक दैट, एनी क्वीन लाइक दैट? दैट्स द थिंग. वाइफ ऑफ बाथ टेक्स मैरिज एज एन एक्सपीरियंस 5 times. ये क्वेश्चन आ सकता है that what is wife of Bath's attitude towards marriage? She doesn't call it divine, ठीक है, इसमें कोई डिवाइन कनेक्शन नहीं, इट्स जस्ट एन एक्सपीरियंस. अब यहाँ पे उसकी स्टोरी, द क्वेश्चन इज what is the tale told by wife of Bath? The tale of loathly lady. The Tale of Loathly Lady. That's the story told by wife of Bath. Very important because we will find more feminist references here. The Tale of Loathly Lady. भद्दी, जो थोड़ा old hag type भद्दी लगी. होता क्या है? One of the knights in Round Table, he has been accused of raping a woman. So there is one knight, and now he is taken in front of King Arthur for the punishment. So Arthur's wife says that we can pardon you. अब स्टोरी क्या है इसमें? एक नाइट है राउंड टेबल में से और उसने किसी विमेन को मॉलेस्ट किया, परेशान किया. So when Arthur is ready to punish, Arthur's wife says that we can give you one chance to survive. Take 1 year, एक साल, and come with the answer. What is the biggest desire of a woman? What is the question? What is the biggest desire of a woman? This is the question. Come with the answer, and that should be the best answer. Otherwise, you will be killed or you will survive. If the answer is right. Now he goes for a journey, travels, keeps on roaming. He meets a lot of women. He questions that, please tell me your biggest desire. So he's meeting all the women, asking their desires. Someone says, I want to be young forever. Someone says, I want to be beautiful forever. Someone says, I want a lot of money. Someone says, I want love. I want peace. But he's not getting the final answer, the one which can be accepted by all. So he is returning. He knows 1 year is almost done and I have to report the king. He is returning. He knows he'll be killed. So on his way, he finds some women who are playing, cracking jokes. There is an old lady. So she finds it out that he is looking for an answer. She says that I can give you the finest answer and I can save you. She's old woman, but she says one condition. You will have to marry me. अब वो क्या करेगा? और वो कहता है तो यू आर अ ओल्ड हैग, 60-70 साल की हो तुम, मैं क्या शादी करूँगा तुमसे? वो कहते ठीक है जाओ फिर. Now he realizes that it's better to be married to an old woman than to be killed. मरने से तो अच्छा ही है ना. और वो प्रॉमिस भी कर रही है कि मैं तुम्हें बचा लूंगी. वो कहता ठीक है चलो लेट्स गेट मैरिड. शादी हो गई. After marriage, it's their wedding night. He says, tell me the answer. So she said, nahi. First you answer me. Do you want me to be beautiful but disloyal, or you want me to be filthy, ugly but loyal? So his answer is ugly but loyal. Then she says, kiss me. So when he kisses her, she gets turned into a beautiful woman. And then she gives the final answer. What is that final answer? What does the woman desire? इसको लिखो, बहुत बढ़िया. Complete control, complete authority, complete sovereignty, complete control over the loved ones. वो जिससे प्यार करती हैं उसके बारे में थोड़ा सा भी सस्पिशियस नहीं होना चाहते. So complete sovereignty, यानी कि complete authority, complete control over the loved ones. Because if the woman is in love, then rest of the things, they don't exist. Nothing matters at all if you're in love. And if you're in love, your world is around that lover only. So all you want to know, everything related to it, that it's all safe, it's all with you. In the words of John Donne बोलता है ना सूरज को, the bed is thy center, she is all states and all princes I. John Donne talks to sun and says, why are you taking the round of the world? World is so big. The world is made of love. So is our bed. Me, my beloved are in the bed. This bed should be thy center. She is all states. For me, she is the world. And she loves me. So all the princes I. और सारा राजकुमार मैं हूं. This is the story. याद रखना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट आंसर है क्योंकि इस स्टोरी की एंड में भी इट इज द प्रिविलेज और द वेट इज गिवन टू वुमेन. ठीक है, दोनों चीजें याद रखना इसकी. गो फॉर नेक्स्ट वन. नेक्स्ट कैरेक्टर जो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट है. वाइफ ऑफ बात वी हैव डन. नन प्रीस्ट, आपको ये प्रिंट आउट्स मिल जाएंगे बाद में. नन प्रीस्ट. See, Nunpriest's narration is not in prologue to the Canterbury Tales. This is very important point. Yesterday I also told you that maybe if it is there, it's very small narration. That is the reason. Nunpriest is a character who is not mentioned in prologue to the Canterbury Tales. Write it. This is very unique point. 99% लोगों को ये नहीं मिलेगा पढ़ने में. Repeat करता हूँ. The character of nun priest, his individual character, how he looks, how he appears, it is not mentioned in prologue to the Canterbury Tales. Prologue is introduction. In the introduction, nun priest is not introduced. ये important point. So technically we do not know what kind of man he was, but obviously he is not a good man. ठीक है? Now we go for his story. Nun priest story. That's very important. Tale told by the nun priest. That's very important. Nun priest story. It's a beast fable. It's a beast fable. It deals with a fox and a rooster. एक जो मुर्गा है वो और एक फॉक्स है. Now, the beast fable is a story which uses animal characters. ठीक है? इसमें फॉक्स है, ये कॉक है, एक hen है और कुछ और hens है. Now it's a story written in a heroic format, heroic couplet style story है. Description is heroic couplet style. Heroic couplet style. How? What happens actually? There was a rooster and he was so proud of his voice that he used to think I'm better. And moreover, he had multiple wives, multiple hen. One of those hen is called Pertolate. Her name is Pertolate. She stands for ideal women. Pertolate. Pertolate. She stands for ideal women. Ideal women मतलब ideal hen, ideal wife. Chanticleer is the rooster. उसका नाम भी लिख लो. Chanticleer is the rooster. Pertolate is the wife. Now the rooster was so much proud of his voice. So one day, a fox, she was passing by. The fox found him. She said, I have heard your voice and can you please sing for me? So the rooster was already, confident and overconfident. And it was a cage. So fox was not able to put the mouth of the fox in the cage. So the rooster, what does he do? How these cocks make voice? They raise your neck. When they do kukuduku, raise your neck. So he raises the neck to sing. And this is the moment fox catches him from the neck. अब fox ने क्या किया? उस मुर्गे को पकड़ लिया. अब वो भागना शुरू. The fox is running. All other hen and the old women who is having the animal form, they all try to chase the fox. But when Pertolate gets to know that my husband is in the mouth of death, is going to die, she burns her wings. वो आग में कूद जाती है और अपने पंख जला लेती है. She burns her wings just to show that there is no value of beauty, no value of life if your loved one is not there. So this is a message to be loyal. Second thing, as they are running, they are already running. Rooster starts talking to the fox. So he tries कि fox मुझसे बात करे. And fox eventually tries to talk by opening the mouth. जैसे ही मुंह खोलता है, उसकी गर्दन छूट जाती है. He goes and climbs a tree and survives. That's the story. The most important thing, ego, pride, it kills you. That rooster was proudy of his voice. He got tricked. ठीक है? Why it's very famous? The first beast fable in English literature. ये पहली animal story है English literature. The first beast fable in English literature. Okay, did you get that? Clear ho gaya story? Now remember this thing, it's a beast fable. Before this, we have one more beast fable, but no authenticity that who has written. So we have a name, Renard the Fox. Renard the Fox, another beast fable, but no guarantee who has written it. Renard the Fox. And one writer who was known for writing beast fable, Aesop. His books are called Aesop's Fables. याद रखना, Aesop's Fables. His books are called Aesop's Fables. The next one, अभी फिर इसके बाद फिर माइनर वाले करने हैं. The Knight. अभी क्या है, पहले मेन स्टोरी टेलर्स कर लेंगे, इसके बाद माइनर वाले. ये वन ऑफ द फर्स्ट रिकॉग्नाइज या फर्स्ट फाउंड बीस्ट फेबल, लेकिन इसकी कोई श्योरिटी नहीं है कि किसने लिखा है, कोई कंफर्मेशन नहीं. देयर आर मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट्स, कोई गारंटी नहीं है किसने लिखा. नाउ द नेक्स्ट वन वी हैव इज द नाइट. नेक्स्ट स्टोरी टेलर कौन है? द नाइट. ही इज ऑल्सो द फर्स्ट स्टोरी टेलर. Is also the first storyteller. Now he is tall, sturdy, manly, warrior है, तो जो उसकी एक warrior वाली image है वो बनी हुई है. He is tall, sturdy, manly. Now remember I told you Chaucer has praised him for fighting in holy wars. Now here you have to mention one point. It is said he participated in 15 crusades, 15 holy wars. कहते हैं इसने 15 crusades में पार्टिसिपेट किया था. Crusade is holy war. 15 crusades. अगर बहुत टफ पेपर बनता है, कोई चाहता है कि सच में 2 नंबर काटे जाएं, तो वो गिनती पूछेगा. 15 crusades. ऐसा पहले भी हो चुका है. Sometimes they ask these kind of questions to trouble you. He has a son, Squire. He is on the journey with his son, Squire. Squire's age is 20 years. Mention kar lo isko. Add this thing. As I told you, the prince is not very much responsible. That prince is a kind of man who is living his adulthood, adolescence, this age. तो वो अपनी एज को जी रहा है, एंजॉय कर रहा है. ही इज नॉट सीरियस एट ऑल. Why? Because his age is just 20. तो स्क्वायर की एज याद रखना. वॉल्ट विटमैन की एक पोइट्री थी, उसमें बोलता है आई सिंग अमेरिका, आई सेलिब्रेट माई सेल्फ, आई सेलिब्रेट लाइफ, आई सेलिब्रेट लिबरेशन. क्वेश्चन ये था, व्हाट इज हिज एज इन द पोइट्री? दिस वाज द क्वेश्चन. अब वो अटेम्प्ट करते हुए मुझे भी नहीं आता था. कहाँ इतना याद रहता है किस राइटर ने अपनी क्या एज बताई, क्या बोला. एंड आई चेक द आंसर, इट वाज 37. हाँ, उसमें 37. His age was 37. This was the question. हाँ, जहाँ पे वो बोलता है कि अभी 37th youth चल रहा है, 37th spring चल रहा है मेरा. So there you have to remember 15 crusades and Squire's age is 20. Now we talk about his tale. He tells a very important story. Knight's story is very important. It is the tale of Palamon and Arcite. This is the tale, Palamon and Arcite. They both are best friends. They fall in love with one girl and they cheat each other. Palamon and Arcite, they fall in love with one girl, Emily. अब यहां से क्वेश्चंस, बहुत ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस हैं एग्जाम में. So the first thing, Palamon and Arcite, they were the warriors, they were the best friends. When they fight against some country, they both are taken in the prison. In the prison, they have the view of the outside area. They can see the things. So there they get to see the princess, Emily. And they both fall in love. अब दोनों को उससे प्यार हो जाता है. अब कौन उससे शादी करेगा? So they both actually conspire against each other. ठीक है, एक दूसरे के सीक्रेट्स बता देते हैं किंग को जाके कि वो उससे शादी करे. This results in tragedy. They both die. Questions are like this. The story has been taken from. Story कहाँ से inspired है? It is inspired from Boccaccio's Tessida. Write this thing. Boccaccio's famous work Tessida. The story inspired from Boccaccio's famous work Tessida. एक तो ये इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है. दूसरा, द सेम स्टोरी इंस्पायर्ड शेक्सपियर. Palamon and Archite. Shakespeare wrote Two Noble Kinsmen. The same story written by Shakespeare under the title Two Noble Kinsmen. But it is a dark comedy. Palamon and Archite is a tragedy. Shakespeare wrote it in a comic style. It is a dark comedy. What is dark comedy? A comedy which has some immoral things or some bloodshed, some tragic elements. ठीक है? अच्छा, इसको tragic comedy क्यों नहीं बोल रहे हैं? अगर tragic elements है तो tragic comedy हो जाएगा. It totally depends on the percentage of tragedy. How many pages, how many chapters, like what is exactly the percentage of tragedy in entire story. अगर पूरी story में 10%, 15% continued tragedy है, it's tragic comedy. But there are just one or two stupid things, tragic things. For example, they cheat each other to be married to the girl. So there are some pages where they are talking about they are cursing friendship, they are cursing loyalty, and some immoral activities. वो अपनी गर्लफ्रेंड को चीट करके उस लड़की से प्यार कर रहा है, तो इस तरह की इमोरल एक्टिविटी जब आती है तो इनको बोलते हैं डार्क कॉमेडीज बट विथ सम इमोरलिटीज. सो व्हाट यू हैव टू रिमेंबर, ओरिजिनल स्टोरी बेस्ड ऑन द रियल स्टोरी, एंड देन इट इंस्पायर्ड शेक्सपियर टू राइट टू नोबल किंसमैन व्हिच इज अ डार्क कॉमेडी. ठीक है, ये दोनों ट्रेजेडी है. दिस इज द इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. इसके आगे और कुछ नहीं पढ़ना. गो फॉर नेक्स्ट वन. The next one is nun prioress. Also known as Madame Eglantine. Nun prioress, her real name is Madame Eglantine. ये इन स्टोरी से क्वेश्चन ज्यादा है एग्जाम में, इसलिए पहले इनको टारगेट कर रहे हैं. See what happens here. We have talked about her individual traits. Nun prioress belongs to rich class, and how does she show that she comes from rich class? Speaking in French, table manners, and she has costly jewelries, brooch and all, and she pretends to be very sophisticated. She cries whenever she finds a rat. And she has a nasal voice, uniqueness. So this is how she keeps on showing that I come from a rich class. Now her story is a moral tale. Her story deals with gods, Christ, Jews, moral tale. That's a very important story. So go for it. The tale told by nun prioress. Her tale is moral tale. It's the story of a young boy, a kid of 12-13 years, who was singing the song to offer his prayer to Christ. एक छोटा बच्चा होता है 12-13 साल के आसपास का. He is Christian and singing a song, hymns. वो offering कर रहा है, prayers कर रहा है. Now he is roaming around, he is happy, he is enjoying, he is singing the hymn. अब क्या होता है? Saturn doesn't like it. So Saturn, what does he do? Saturn goes to Jews, and we know that Christians and Jews had issues. Christian and Jews had issues. So Jews के पास जाता है. Saturn goes to Jews, being invisible. He whispers something in the ear of them and makes them jealous, makes them hate the kid. तो जानबूझ के क्या करता है Saturn goes to some Jews and plays with their mind. उनके दिमाग से खेलता है और उनको बोलता है कि kill this boy. Now the Jews, what they do? They kill this young boy and they bury him in the grave. Now what was the song he was singing? Oh Alma, redemptive soul. Oh Alma, redemptive soul. This was his hymn. कि ये जो मदर मैरी से प्रार्थना कर रहा होता है कि हमारी आत्माओं को प्योर कीजिए, माफ कीजिए हमारे गुनाहों को. Oh Alma, redemptive soul is a song he is praying Mother Mary. मदर मैरी से बात कर रहा है, ये वर्जिन मैरी बोलते हैं उनको. शी इज अ गॉडेस इन क्रिश्चियनिटी, वर्जिन मैरी. सो बच्चा क्या कर रहा है? बच्चा जो भजन गा रहा है, उस भजन का नाम क्या है? ओ एल्मा रिडेम्पटिव सोल. ही इज प्रेइंग दिस गॉडेस, क्रिश्चियन गॉडेस वर्जिन मैरी. नाउ व्हेन द ज्यूज किल हिम, his dead body is still singing the same song. Then the body is taken away, buried in the grave, but the song is still being sung by him from the grave. अब वो grave से भी गाना चल रहा है. Now the kid's mother, she is worried. She starts looking for the kid and doesn't find. So she also prays the goddess, where goddess gives this lady a vision that go and find. So when the lady comes and digs the grave, she finds the boy still singing the song. And the boy is finally taken to the heaven. So it's a moral tale. It's a religious tale. That's the most important story. Question in exam, O Alma Redemptive Soul. ये भजन याद रखना, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. Go for next one. We have done knight, we have done partner, prioress हो गया, nun priest, wife of bath. कितने किए हमने अभी टोटल? 5 तो सबसे मेन है, ये 5 सबसे मेन है. We are done with these 5 ना. Now the other ones are not very important, minor है, but they may ask some questions to trouble you. ठीक है? These 5 are very important because in NET, SET, PhD, MPhil entrances, repeated questions are being asked. So ये तो 5 टिप्स पे करके जाना. अब हम आज बात करते हैं the story told by the clerk of Oxford, patient Griselda, the story told by the doctors, then vulgar tales by Reeve and Miller. इनकी 2-2, 3-3 लाइनें इंपॉर्टेंट है, वो देखना है. चलो, we'll start with physician's tale, doctor's tale. डॉक्टर क्या बोल रहा है देखो. Physician's tale. We know the doctor, he was corrupt, he loved gold and